Uber Eats is pushing to deliver pies, chips and other footy staples from stadium food stalls straight to your seats. The AFL has confirmed it's considering the company's pitch, but as Adam Hegarty discovered, it has a long way to go.
So Uber Eats is looking to partner up with the AFL to do food deliveries within the stadiums. What's up, guys and girls? My name is Chris, and today I'm going to have a look at this new pitch that Uber Eats has done across to AFL to the stadiums. We're going to have a look at this news report on it, who got the scoop first, and then I'm going to give my take on it as an Uber Eats driver. I think it's an interesting partnership, and I know they've already started to trial some of the stuff out in the baseball fields of America. So let's kick off this news report and have a look.
The MCG halftime bottleneck. The food a hit, but the experience...
Oh God, look at them lines. Holy crap. Imagine having to stand there as a driver and work your way through them lines, or if there's a special driver line, it's going to bank up just as much. That just looks like an absolute nightmare of wait time.
The lines for the food got very intense towards the end of the season.
Now, a possible solution with some...
She'd be right. There's, like, if you've ever been to a football match before, you know there is like hundreds and thousands of people lining up for food at halftime. It is an absolute mess. I can only imagine adding more to that with drivers jumping in queue, so much more strain on the restaurants.
American inspiration.
Oh no.
For months, baseball stadiums in the US have been using Uber Eats.
So you can order ahead in your app, skip the line, and pick it up when your order is ready.
Well, that kind of makes sense. If it's a customer that's placing the order across to the restaurants that are at the stadium and then getting up off their own asses and walking there to pick it up when it's ready, that's kind of easy. That's an express lane for the restaurants.
The next step's delivering to seats, and the company has Melbourne in its sights. It's speaking to the AFL, and the league's considering...
Do they think that AFL fans only eat pies and chips and Cokes? Actually, they're not too far off that as a pretty average diet for an AFL fan.
But it's not so easy. Staff shortage is a clear hurdle, and outlets would still expect a queue for the initial pick-up option.
Logistically, it's something that everyone on board, if it does come across, we'll have to figure it out.
Well, exactly. So you're going to have a normal lane of like hundreds of people standing there just ordering their food and waiting for it, and then an express lane where there's the same kitchen staff have got the same orders coming through. So it's just more strain on the staff. They need to hire more people to handle the orders from the people normally in the line, plus the people doing express orders via Uber Eats. That's just a nightmare on the restaurant staff. The kitchen staff are going to be in absolute hell doing this.
We are, though, no strangers to seat delivery.
Oh, we've been there for every game of 4 and 20 pies.
Right, and again, it's like, yeah, every AFL fan, 4 and 20 pies, that's their diet, that's what they eat.
Uber Eats, in a way, would be reviving tradition. That, of course, raises the obvious problem. If you're seated at the end of the aisle, thank you, delivery is not a problem. But if you're in the middle, suddenly getting some food or a drink isn't as easy or as quick.
There's so many problems with that. Imagine if you're doing a drop-off to the customer, like you're walking from the restaurant across to the customer's seat, and they're just not there. So you just leave it on the seat, you take a photo, you're like, yep, complete delivery, you're done, and you move on to the next one. Someone's just sitting next to it, just going to like pick it up and eat it. It would have to be hand to me only. Can you imagine pulling up to a row and there's just fucking 50 drunk football fans? You're like, who ordered the Uber? Fucking half the row's going to put their hand up and like, yeah, mate, that's me. Nope, that's me, mate. Oh, nope, that's me. They're all going to do it, bro. Could I just confirm the name for the order? Is it Todd? No. Well, it must be Tony then. No. Is it Macca? No. Is it, they're just going to run off names. Holy crap. That's going to be a nightmare.
Got to be passed along the lines. It would be difficult to get off the ground.
I think maybe give it a go. Try it.
And you can't do that. You can't just pass along the line, because if you give it to someone to pass on and they drop it, it's just a problem. Just a problem. So I just want to run through my take on this one. I think there's a few things where this could not work at all and would be absolute hell for drivers on the road. So that would be if drivers outside of the stadium, whether it be bike riders, scooter riders, car drivers, get orders from within the stadium to park their car, get into the stadium, find out where the store is, and then find a customer's seat. That cannot work, and that will not work, and no driver worth their salt will accept that. That is an hour delivery for, I don't know, $6 or something like that, whatever it might be. It's going to be a low ball offer because it's such a short distance. So if that's the intention, to get drivers externally from the stadium into the stadium to complete the delivery, No chance in hell. That's crap. That is absolute crap and will not work. Guys, if I have any American viewers right now and you are doing the deliveries in baseball stadiums, leave it down below in the comments. Let me know what your experience is, what this is like. The way that I think this would work and could be really cool is if you log in specifically to the stadium and then you only get orders and jobs from the stadium. So the driver would need to be locked to the stadium for their shift. That's the only way I can see this working properly. Imagine if you don't have a car or a bike or anything like that, and you get an order for a McDonald's up the road out to someone in the suburbs. You can't do that because you're just walking around the stadium. Same for drivers outside coming in, just a mess, can't be done. Personal work story, so about 10 years ago, I used to work a little bit doing direct sales and marketing and sports marketing. And I used to go out to Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane and sell all the game day raffles, so there'd be fucking like 10,000 people walking in to watch a Broncos match, and I'd be out there at the front and then also walking around it, be like, game day tickets, buy your game day tickets, support the juniors, memorabilia, drawn at halftime, whatever I used to pitch at the day. And I would sell game day ticket after game day ticket, just thousands walking through. But the fun thing was, you're not selling the whole time. Sometimes there'd be no one around you and you'd be inside the stadium, the match is kicked off, you can kind of stand there and just watch the game. That's easy. That's the great bit. So if Uber Eats, if you were a sports fan and you did a little bit of the walking around from the shops and then to the seats and backwards and forwards, you get some downtime between orders and you can actually stand there and watch the game for free, I'd assume. I can't imagine them charging you tickets to show up to the stadium to work for Uber Eats. There would have to be some kind of deal or partnership cut where drivers or walkers could get in for free to service the crowd. And I'm already calling this, so people are going to abuse the shit out of this. They're going to log into Uber Eats, show up to the stadium, get into the stadium for free for the game, and they're just going to decline orders the whole time, or even just log out. Essentially, an Uber Eats driver now has a season pass to every single football match. But otherwise, they touch base on food here, but I think the key thing they've skipped out here, and this is where Uber will want to get to, is beer delivery. So, drunk football fan sitting on his ass watching the game, doesn't want to get up, stand in line to get more beers. It's always the beers with us Australians, isn't it? So they place an order for more beers to come to their seats, and they can just get walkers coming through, just delivering beers the whole time. In all fairness, that's going to be like a quarter of the stadium. They're going to be sitting there placing orders through. There'll be like 5,000 orders across 2 hours. If you were a walker, an Uber walker, is that a thing? Uber walker? Is that what we'll call them? The Walking Dead Uber edition. Just zombies walking beer backwards and forwards. That'll be huge. If you can get to a point where you know everything and how it's laid out and the express lanes are working properly, if you can walk, 6-7 orders an hour, just from the store, pick it up, walk it across to the row, give it to the people at the end of the row. I think that's going to be the thing. Meet me at the end of the row, and then you hand it across to them. It's their own damn job to squeeze back through. Even at like $5 per delivery, if you can do 6 or 7 of them an hour, that's $30-35 an hour. If you've got a Quest on top of that, that's going to boost it right up. That'd be huge income, $40 an hour without any expenditure being deducted out for, petrol on your car or scooter or anything like that. And that would be fun, good fitness, it'd be a social vibe as well. Plus you're watching a little bit of the game in the meantime, you get to see all the fireworks shows and stuff going off in the half times. So that's where I think it'd be cool. As long as it is locked to the stadium and you only get orders from within the stadium. That's the only way I could see this being good and being worthwhile and actually working. But what are your thoughts, guys? Would you do Uber Eats deliveries inside a football stadium? Just walking backwards and forwards from the stores and then to the rows and to the seats and be like, yeah, here's your fucking pie, you just doing that, would you guys do that? Is that something you'd be interested in? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. And if you have any friends that you think need to see this, they're Uber drivers or even in the gig delivery space, make sure you share this video across to them. But that's all for today, guys. That's my take on it all. And until next time, peace out.